Hello everybody, my name is Cogline3639. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one we're doing another tier list video, and in this one I'll be doing board breakers in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I think this format is going to be really impactful for board breakers, and in this video I'll be ranking which one is the best one and which one, I don't think is that great. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, the only thing I want to cover before we get into it is that triple tactic tasking ain't on this tier list here, and it makes sense because it isn't really a board breaker, but it can search out a board breaker. If it was on here, I'd put it on in probably really good because it's a really good card for you to be playing. Very, very good just to search out any board breaker, but again, not there. And then other opinions, I think the only two hand traps playable in this format is Ash and Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence obviously is because it gets negate and doesn't play into any of the triple tack cards. And then Ash, even though it does play into the triple tack cards, ashing a Branded Fusion is still pretty good, or ashing a Papaya or something like that is very, very good. So with that out of the way, now let's get straight into the video here. We're going to be starting off with Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Ugh. This is like situational, I think. Alpha is like okay. I think a Kaiju might be better if you play like Golem or Sphere mode. I think that might be better, but it's still a decent card as well. It's a free 3K body. You can special summon, return something on your field, or you return Alpha to your hand in one card or a monster your opponent controls, and then get this special summon of Alpha once again. So it could be something that will probably see some sort of play, but I don't think it's the best thing you could be playing. Again, like a Kaiju is probably better, or a Lava Golem is probably better, just because they get a chance to respond to Alpha, something like an Infinite Impermanence, or if they have any disruption, get it off the field or something like that. Alpha is alright at best. Book of Eclipse, I'm going to put this in really good. I feel like this is a really good card, just because there's not that many Link monsters in this format, mostly because all the Link monsters are gone, but Book of Eclipse is still something you do have to worry about against all matchups. Like something like Branded doesn't really care. Oh my god, there we go. Sorry, I had to get a drink there, but yeah, Book of Eclipse is still something you do have to worry about, especially in the format where there's not that many Link monsters. Again, good out the Castria Shangri-La stuff is very good. It's something you just have to worry about, I think. Change of Heart. I think this is the best board breaker in the format. Change of Heart is so massively good, especially with Zeus being in the format as well. Very, very integral card, especially with tasking, or not tasking, it's Thrust, right? It's called Triple Tech Thrust now. Thrust being in format and being able to search this is also just absolutely insane. I think this is the best board breaker. Still a guy, you can link off with them, attack with them, make them Zeus, depending on what the monster is, obviously. Very, very good board breaker. I think this is probably one of the best in the format. Cosmic Cyclone. I'm going to put it in the top of situational. I think Cosmic is going to see play just because if Runic becomes a popular deck, Cosmic Cyclone is just really insane at hitting the field spell in that deck, and all of a sudden the Runic cards are turned off in the hand because Cosmic just turned it off for you. I think Cosmic is going to be decent, especially against something like Labyrinth as well, comes to mind. Again, it's situational because it's only for the spell trap, so if you verse a pure monster deck, it's not going to do anything, but still situational. Even against Branded, it could be decent, hitting the Branded and Red in the standby, forcing something out and stuff like that. Cyber Dragon. I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna put this out in giving out W's, because again, I guess this makes you can hit the extra deck monster in the extra monster zone if you do that. But if they're just smart, they just put the Shangri-La in the main monster zone, which is probably better for him. Also, you can just hit I guess the Castria, just a machine, which is just a Rise Heart. Is a Rise Heart machine in Castria? I don't know. I don't think Cyber Dragon's that great. Especially if they have interruption as well, like pop the card or something like that. I don't think Cyber Dragon is really that good. Dark Hole. I'm gonna put this in situational. I think in the top deck, like Castria and Branded, Branded has Branded Opening, which can just just protect their fusions, and then Castria, Shangri-La can just protect itself. But Dark Hole is still very good. I think when you're versing the rogue matchups and stuff like that, Dark Hole just wipes the field because people are not ending on the Omni negates. Dark Hole just clears field. So again, I'm gonna put it in situational. I just don't think it's like really good or anything like that, but just something you have to, something you do still have to worry about. A very good card though. Dark Ruler No More, really good. Again, just being able to hit the Castria, turning off the zone lock and stuff like it is going to be good. Against Brand, it's not like great because you hit their like main interruptions on the field, but you still have to deal with like the Branded Red and Branded Banishment and stuff. But like it's still a very good card, especially going into the rogue matchups as well. Like Dark Ruler does do a lot, and could be something you probably want to play in this format. So I want to put it in really good. Pankratops. I'm not against Pankratops. I feel like Pankratops is pretty decent. Is it like bottom or really good? I'll put it in really good. The only difference between Alpha and Pankratops is that Pankratops is a quick effect. So if they try to get rid of it, you can just go quick effect, tribute, pop a guy. Against the Castria stuff, it's not really that great. Honestly, I'm gonna put this back in situation because against the Castria stuff, it doesn't really do much because Shangri-La can just protect itself. You can maybe pop the macro, but like the Shangri-La is what you're trying to focus on. Pankratops is like all right at best. But against like other matchups, Pankratops can do a lot. But also, it being at 1 probably doesn't help because you're not going to be seeing it as much. So we'll keep it in situational. It's better than Alpha, but it's just situational. I think evenly matched, really good. I think this is a really good card in this format. Just because, again, not ending on a lot of Omni negates, evenly matched, just being able to clear field, and then main 2, you get to do your entire combo. Against Branded, it's fucking nutty as hell. Just being able to force everything out in the battle phase or something like that is so good. Evenly very good this format. Chalice. I don't know. I'll put this in the bottom of situational. Like it's like all right. You target negate like against the Shangri-La, but I guess I don't know. It's just one negation against like something like Branded or any other matchup. You're probably gonna have to be dealing with multiple monster effects. We'll put it in situational. I think just play Imperm instead is probably better than Chalice. Do I put this in a lot of effort? Nah, we'll put it in situational. Droplet. In any other format, I think Droplet is so good. But in this format, I'm going to put a lot of effort. Against Castria, it does nothing because Macro just turns this off. It wastes your hand advantage going second. I don't know. It's just not that great, this format. Maybe in later formats, it comes back and it's a really good card. But right now, I think there's just better options. Eclipse is better. Dark Ruler is better. Evenly is better. Change of Heart's better. Like, there's so many better cards in this. Put it in a lot of effort. Heartbeat's Feather Duster. This is the only spell trap that I think is really, like, spell trap, like, destruction that's really good. Really good, I would think, if it's really good, it's good to main deck in situational, you'll put it in, like, a side deck. Feather Duster is the only spell trap removal I think you can, like, is, like, main deckable. Like, everything else you just put in your side deck. Feather Duster is always good. Just against Branded, it's insane. Against Castria, you're hitting... I don't know. I guess they're just hitting the spell. Like, Castria is not that great. Against just, like, any trap deck, main deck, and this is insane. I don't know. I think it's very, very good. I think it's the one and only spell trap destruction card that's main deckable. Everything else is side deck. So I put it in really good because it just destroys all your opponent's spell traps. That's why it's so good. This guy, it's something of, is it Abyss of the Herald, I think it's what it's called. So you declare like an attribute and a monster type, and the opponent must send a monster with the same thing. So basically, it's like send one card, non-destruction kind of thing. I'm gonna put it in situational. Again, against Castria, it's insane because it outs the it pops the. What am I trying to go for? It pops the Shangri-La, but I think in like every other matchup, I don't think it's really that great. So it's situational. I'll put it there. Kaiju. I think Kaijus are really good. Yeah, Kaiju's really good. I'll put it in the bottom of really good. But I think it's very, very good just to out cards that you don't want to really out. Something like the Shangri-La, something in branded, it might not be as great. Like, that's the thing with this. A lot of this Castria just dies to, but against other matchups, it's not really that great. Maybe I put it back to situational. Like, top of situational is probably fine. Like, a lot of this outs the Castria stuff, but, like, against any other matchup, it's not really that great. I don't think. I think Kaiju are still decent. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's like really, really good. Fenrir. I'm gonna put this in a lot of effort. I think this is only good in Castria because Castria obviously wants to play Fenrir. I think if you're playing this solo in any other deck, I don't think that's that. I don't think that's that good. To be honest, maybe special go straight to battle phase kind of thing. I don't know. I think they're just better options at that point. Because you kind of want to save your battle phase, even though there's some cards like evenly matched, but like I think evenly matched is better than Fenrir at that point. Yeah, I think this just requires a lot of effort for you. I'll put it top there, but it's fine. Divine card, this one, the one that reverse Nibiru basically is what it is. I'm gonna put it in situational. I don't think it's like great against like the Castria stuff. Obviously, it's pretty good. But, like, if they just don't activate Shangri-La in the standby phase, I mean, how you activate Shangri-La with just this card, right? I feel like they could play around this, and then any other deck, I mean, they're just going to do stuff before you can even get this off. I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a card. I'll put it in situational, like, there. I think that's probably fine there. Lava Golem, really good. The only problem with Lava Golem is some decks can't play this because they do need their normal summon. But if you don't need your normal summon, Lava Golem is fucking insane this format. Actually, I think it's probably like they're nearly one of the best. But again, depends on the deck you're playing. If you need your normal summon in your deck, then Lava Golem ain't really that good for you. But if your deck can afford not to normal summon, the Lava Golem is just so good of a hand of a disruption during going second. Lightning Storm, people can play around this card very easily. I'll put it in situational. Like, there is probably fine. Like, it's probably just good against spell trap stuff. I don't think it's really that great. I think you have better options here. Murmur of the Forest. This is just basically Book of Moon. I had to look up this card because I didn't know what it did. Basically, it is just Book of Moon and then destroys all field spells. I mean, just play Book of Moon because at least Book of Moon is like a quick play. So, like, if you go first, you draw a Book of Moon, you're there, right? I think this just requires a little too much effort. I think more cards are better. Yeah, this just requires a lot of effort. Again, it's decent, but just play Book of Moon over this card. It's not that great. Nibiru. Apparently, they're counting this as a board breaker. I'd rather just count this as a hand trap, but it's really good. I think Nibiru is one of the best in this format. I mean, again, there's a lot of ways that decks can play around it, but like Nib is very, very good. I'd put it above Feather Duster. Something you want to consider playing, especially in the Castria format, because they play straight into Nibiru if they're not playing the adventure stuff. So, again, something you do have to worry about. Regeki, same thing as Darkhold. It's good against Rogue. Like Branded, it's like alright if they don't have the opening and stuff. It's the same, basically the same thing as Darkhold. Super Poly. Here's the thing with Super Poly. I think it's only good against Branded. I mean, it's good against Castria if they... I don't know. It's good. It's really good. But now there's not a lot of decks that... I don't know. I think Super Poly is just a really good card. Even if you do have to side out because the deck you're versing again doesn't play into it. I think just because Garura exists and Mud Dragon exists, Super Poly is just a really good card going second. So something you could main deck. Like Branded, obviously, is main deck for this. Sidekick Eraser Laser. I think you're putting a lot of effort here. Again, it's to out one card on the field, and they're gaining life points to do it as well. It doesn't destroy it, so it gets around some protection stuff. But you're just doing a lot of effort. I think Murmur first is better than that. I like, again, just play like Book of Moon. Like Book of Moon just is better than a lot of these cards. Yeah, it's all right. Triple Attack. Yeah, this is one of the best hand trap, best board breakers in the game. I would. Do I put it over Golem? Like, definitely it's there. Do I put it over Golem is the thing. I don't think I do. Is it there? It might be like talents is insane this format. I feel like just a more control heavy. Um, I think talents is so good. Twin Twister, it goes below Cosmic. Again, it's a side deck option against like back row hate and stuff. Twin Twister is just a little worse than Cosmic because at least Cosmic can hit the runic stuff and stuff like that. But like Twin Twister is only really good against trying to destroy back row like a trap deck. So put it right there for you. Artimate Slave. Hmm. This is like interesting. I do like the card. I really do. I probably put it in situational though. I don't think it's like that great main deck because then you have to play all types of extra deck monsters for you to do it. I'll put it above Regeki. I think it's. Why is Dark Hole there? I'll put it above the Dark Hole Regeki stuff. I think it's better than that. I'll keep it there. I'll keep it there. I think that's fine there. Underworld. It requires a lot of effort. I think it's better than the. No, like it's just the problem because you have to get at least 3 material, like a Link 2 plus 2 other monsters on your field for this to be good. So like that's I don't know. It doesn't really out the main problem straight away. So I think this requires just a little too much effort in my opinion. Wayberg I forget what I think that's what it's called. It's decent. Like I think it's only good in trap decks, so I'll put it in situational. Like, and they it doesn't get rid of everything. It just gets rid of it until they control one, right? Or if it, I'll put this in situational. I think only trap decks are gonna play this. Like, there's really no point of a combo deck playing this whatsoever. So I'll put it in situational. Sphere mode, I'm gonna put this top of situational. Even though sphere mode basically does the same thing as Golem, tributing 3 monsters might be a little harder than tributing 2 monsters. Again, I'll put it. I'll put it at the top of really good. I'll put it at the top of really good. I think Lava Golem is just better, just because it requires less things, and a lot of decks will play more into setting up 2 monsters on the field than they do 3 monsters on the field. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it for the board breakers. I think the only one that's giving out W's is Cyber Dragon. I don't think Cyber Dragon's that great. People can play around it very, very easily. But yeah, that is my tier list. Let me move my face cam. No, never mind. You can kind of see everything. So yeah, that is it. I think the best board breakers are Change of Heart, Triple Tack. They're really, really good, especially with triple tactic thrusting in the format. It's insane that makes these searchable. These are obviously insane as well to main deck, Lava Golem, Eclipse, Dark Lord, Evenly Nib, Super Poly, Feather Duster, Sheer Mode. Really, really good cards. To main deck, if you can play the Golem in Sphere mode. If you can't, then it kind of does suck. Situational, Kaijus are situational just because you can only tribute 1 monster. Cyclone, only spell traps. Twin Twisters, only spell traps. Pancratops only gets rid of 1 monster. Alpha, it's decent, but only gets rid of 1 monster. And they can, do something and negate it with something like Imperm, while Pink could just quick effect tributes. Slay is decent. I don't know. These are like situational cards. Depends on where the meta shifts. A lot of effort, I think, are the Fenrir. I think Fenrir only belongs in Castria decks. I don't think there's no point of playing this in like another like random deck. Droplet is like it just because it gets rid of the hand advantage for you. I don't think it's going to be that great. And then the others are just whatever. But yeah, that is my tier list for the board breakers this format. If you did, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.